Hello everyone, welcome to Pink Southern Cotton. Lorraine here, and I'm at my sewing table again making something, and I want to show you guys how to make it. And guess what it is? Are you ready? Let me just point this camera down. There you go. This is what I've been up to. I am really hooked on patches. After I made these, my last video was these little button patches I made, which I think are so adorable. And I just add a little safety pin to them, and you can just hang them on a backpack, a fabric purse, a project bag, or whatever. Well, now I've come up with these. These are my clock patches. And I think they're so cute. So today's tutorial is me making one of these, showing you guys how to make them. This is a smaller one, which I really like the size this one turned out. You can make them as large or as small as you want them. And this one's the same size as this one. So let me get started by telling you the size dimension of the larger one is. Now I'm measuring the circle, the black circle here around. So that is 3 inches across. So you'll need a circle to draw a circle 3 inches on some white fabric, but I will show you how to do that. And this one is, looks like it's close to 2 inches across. I actually used a compass to make this one. But this one, I have a template. And I used this one right here to make it. The circle. And that's what I'm going to do today. All right, but today, like I said, I'm going to use my template. So let me put these aside. Make some room for me to work here. All right, so first things first is get your fabric. I like to use white Kona fabric, cotton fabric. And I'm going to center this on here and draw my circle with FriXion pen. And this is going to be my clock, the face of my clock. And next I'm going to start drawing the numbers. So I just kind of eyeball it. Put 12 right there. Then I come down here, straight down, and I put 6. Then I come across here, put 3. Come across here and put 9. And if I like the way that looks, which I like the way it looks, I keep on going. I put 10 up here and start filling it in with the rest of the numbers. Okay, that looks good. Alrighty, and then, okay, the next thing is we need to make this little tiny dress. And you can make a little girl. This is one of my 4 Southern Sisters I've used on here. But you can use a girl, a little boy. You could put a bunny, a bear. Let me show you my bear. Hold on. A bear or a cat, whatever you want. But I'm going to put one of my ladies in there, one of my little Southern sisters inside there. So I need to cut out her dress, which is a tiny little triangle, basically. So I'm just getting me a small piece of fabric and just gonna cut out a triangle. Now clip the top off a little bit. And that is still too big because you gotta have a place for her head and a place for her feet. So let me cut some more off here. I'm going to continue to cut until I get it the size I want. Let's see. Do I like the way that looks? I think it could be a little bit shorter because, like I said, you've got to have a place for her head and her hair. Could put some hair on her. So I'm going to cut the top of this off. Let's see. I think that'll work. Well, maybe a little bit more. Boy, this is going to be itty bitty. Okay, that will work. So let's get a needle and thread and sew that little dress on. I'm just using some white thread. And I'm gonna just hold it there with my finger. Get it positioned to where I need it to be, or where it needs to be, should I say. Because you're going to need to draw a leg and some feet and then her head. So I think that will be just fine. So I'm going through the back, my knot's on the back here. And I'm just going to go around and just make some straight stitches back and forth here. And I like my stitches to show. I just like the look. If you don't like your stitches to show, make them smaller. It's whatever you want. It's going to be so cute. I think I like the smaller ones better than the larger ones. It's a good size. But you can make them any size you want. Doesn't take long to sew this little dress on. Almost there. Okay. Tie it off in the back. Got my little dress on. All right, now I'm going to give her a little neck. And a little head. Give her a couple of arms. Now I want her arms to be lifted up. Or you could have them pointing down, but I want them up, so that's how I want to do it, like I did on this one. So I'm just going to draw her a couple of little arms. Now I'm going ahead and put the little arrow, the clock hand. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Give her a little leg with a little foot there, another leg with a little foot. Alrighty, that's looking good. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in a hoop because I like to sew with a hoop. It makes my sewing go a lot easier. And we're going to sew up this little girl here. So I want her hair to be, well, first I need to make her skin. So I pulled out 8/18, so I'm going to use this for her skin, and I'm using 2 strands of it. Thread my needle here. This is going to be satin stitches. Starting with her neck, going back and forth across. Doesn't have to be perfect, just fill it in. I'll do her head the same way, her arms and her legs. Okay, I'm going to continue sewing. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got her head, her arms, and her legs done. And don't worry about seeing the ink. It will disappear once you get finished and we put some heat to it. So it's okay if it's showing. Now I want to give her some shoes. Some red shoes. Her feet are so tiny. Probably should have gotten a smaller needle. Okay, she's got her shoes on. Now I'm going to give her some hair. I like to do French knots because I like it to look like curls. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm using 2 strands of thread. I'm using brown. I'm using 433. That's what I'm using for her hair. I'll go around twice around the needle and down right beside her head. One, two. You can mess around with these, kind of push them in, move them around just a tab. Try to make it look right, because not every French knot turns out perfect, but they do look cute as curls. Okay, she's got some hair. Lots of hair. Isn't she cute? Oh my goodness. So darling. All right, the next thing I want to do is choose what color I want to do the numbers. And I've chosen red, which I don't know what color red it is. There's some red right here. And I'm going to go around and do my numbers. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm doing 2 strands of red, and I'm just going to do just a straight stitch. And just go completely around and sew in my numbers. I was thinking about, now these are really small, the one I'm working on here. But if you do them this size, you can, instead of putting flowers or something there, you could personalize it like Susie, or time for school, or TikTok. I mean, you could put something really cute right there. I think that would be darling. Make it for your friends. Do all kinds of things with these. But the little ones, I don't think you would have room to actually put something there. If you did, it would have to be really tiny. You probably could do a flower or something. Just use your imagination. Use Use your imagination. But I love making patches. And like I said, you could point her arms down. So she would, or point one to the side and one down. Whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm going to continue on sewing until I get this all sewn around. I'll be right back. Okay, all the numbers are done. And the next thing I want to do in black, I'm going to do the hands, the clock hands. Two strands of black thread. Okay, both the hands are done. So now I'm going to pop this out of my hoop and I'm going to add some batting. Now, there's two ways you could have done this. You could have after you've done the dress and the little girl, the centerpiece, you could have put this in the hoop with the batting on the back and just sewed the remaining part of the clock on there. But this time I did not do it. I just embroidered the numbers, and now I'm going to sew around the edge here with some black thread, and that way I'll attach it to this batting. So you could do it either way. You could sew it just like I just did it and then attach the batting, or you could have, as soon as you finished doing the little girl or whatever the centerpiece was, you could have then added the batting, and when you were embroidering the numbers around. It doesn't matter, whatever preference you want. So I'm going to add the batting after I've embroidered all the numbers in there. But like I said, you could do it before that if you wanted to. So let's get this all sewn on. So I'm just going to trim this, or should I say sew this edge here with black. I'm using 2 strands of black thread. I'm just going to go around. Go through both my batting and my fabric here. This way I'm attaching the fabric to the batting. These are so cute. I may just have to do a series of patches, making different patches. Because my mind is just going 90 to nothing right now, thinking, what else can I make? You know, like birthday patches or award patches. Yo, you can make all kind of things. I think I've got a knot in my thread. I do. Oh, I tell you what, that's just part of the joys of sewing. You get knots. And I'm going to have to fix this knot because it's a big one. All right, well, I'm going to continue to go around. Sewing this. And see if I can get this knot out too. And I will be right back. And good, I did get it out. Hallelujah. Nobody likes a knot. All right, you guys, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, looking good. So next I'm going to pop this out of the hoop. And we're going to start working on this back part. So let me show you how I do that. You'll need 2 pieces of fabric, wrong sides together, but in between that I'm going to sandwich it with some batting. So I've got fabric facing up, right side facing up, batting, and then wrong side facing up. So it's basically, this is going to be the back and this is going to be the front. We're talking about this right here. Okay, so now I'm going to put this all in my little hoop. See if I can make it a little bit looser there so it'll pop in real nicely. Okay. So now I'm going to sew this little line. I did this one in orangey yellow. I did this one in a purple. And this other one is done in red. And I'm going to do this one in red. And when I do this, it's going to attach all these layers together. All right. So I'm using red, 2 strands. I'm just going to go through the back here, right up here, and start sewing around the black here. And I like to sew the big stitches because I want them to look like that. You can put them closer together or further apart, whatever you want to do. Whatever look you want. It's your clock patch. Make it be you. I don't know if you can hear that noise, but people are mowing their yard again. It's not bad outside today. It's like 89 right now. We got some clouds. They said we may have some thunderstorms today, so that would be nice. Have a little bit of rain. Okay, well, I'm going to continue going around this, and I will be right back. Okay, I've got it sewn all the way around, and that has attached the back and all these layers of fabric together and batting to the front. So let's pop this out. Looking cute. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim around, make this a little bit smaller so I can work with it. Okay. So next I am going to do some trimming. But before I do that, I want to attach right underneath here this. So I've already got some fabric here. I'm going to use this little tiny one. And I'm going to sew some stars on it. Then I'm going to just sew this in here like that. Okay, so let me put those stars on it real quick. I think I have enough thread on this one to do it. Let's do like 3 stars. This is just a torn piece of fabric. Put another one right here. And one more. Okay, one more thing we need to do. We need to make a yo-yo. So I made yo-yos. So let me do that really quick. And I'm basically going to make the yo-yo. I want to take the same circle and make the yo-yo for this size. If I was making this one, I would make this, cut out a circle that size to make this size yo-yo. So let me get the circle I used on this one. And where is my pen? No, this is not the pen. That's actually an ink pen. Where's my FriXion pen? There it is. I got a mess on my table, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna draw a circle. Let's get some thread. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in right here. Got my thread knotted. I'm going to fold this over like that. And I'm just going to go in and out, folding that over like that. And we're going to make us a little tiny yo-yo. Well, that hurt. I just stuck my finger with the needle. But the good news is it's not bleeding. Just barely poked it, but I poked it. Okay. Let's get this little yo-yo done. I love making yo-yos. I know I've told you guys that before. I've got a whole bag of yo-yos I've made, all different sizes. My favorite ones are the 2-inch ones. That's a good size to be able to make a lot of stuff with. Okay. That's how it should look. Now I'm going to pull the thread real tight. And I'm just going to tie it off. Let's open this up. Now it's so little you may need your needle to help you with this. Kind of pull it out, fluff it up. It's itty bitty, but that's what I wanted. So I'm just going to go through here and tie it off on the back. Little tiny yo-yo. Now I'm going to attach it to this right here. Get a knot in my thread here. I'm put it right below this star. I'm just going to go in and out of the center one time. Then I'm going to just go up here to the top and catch it on the edge. A couple of times. Then I'm going to go down here and catch it a couple of times. Just trying to make sure it lays down flat on this. On this little tag. Tie it off. Okay, got my little yo-yo. Alrighty. And we're just going to slip this in here. Make sure it's right below the 6. But I'm going to be cutting this. Let me see. Let me cut this off a little bit more. I need to put it right where I sewed it at. Right there. And just tack it down. me some thread here. A lot of hand sewing, y'all, but I love to hand sew. Okay. That looks good. Just right against where we connected the front to the back. Okay, that should be good. Okay, that's attached. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take our pinking shears. This is the fun part, y'all. We're going to be making this. And I'm going to cut as close as I can to this stitch without cutting the stitch. So I'm going to kind of turn it this way so the batting's this part. Now separate this. This is the back, this is the front. I'm going to fold this down and I want to go as close as I can to where I've sewn this together by hand with my pinking shears. So just use your hand to hold this part down and just go around. Make sure not to catch your little tag here, this little yo-yo tag that I've just made. Hold that down too, so you don't accidentally cut that off. It's kind of tricky, but once you get it in your hand and you know you got the fabric folded down, you're not going to cut it. Just go slow and take your time. Okay, let's flip this over and see how it looks. Well, that looks good. That looks really good. So now I'm going to just trim it, trim this right here to just have a little bit of an overhang on the back here so you can see the backing. Now you can make it further out if you want to make it bigger. So I'm just going to go around and do a quick trim. And this is how I like it. I like it right like next to it. And I'm going to be doing a blanket stitch around this. And guys, guess what? We're almost done. Okay. All right. Now let me see. Now what color thread do I want to use for my blanket stitch? I got some dark blue. I'll just use this. This will be pretty. Okay, I've got my blue thread. So to start with my blanket stitch, I've got it knotted, 2 strands. I'm going to go right here, hide my knot. So my knot is hidden right there. Okay, here's my thread. I want to go through the back and come out where that thread is right there. Okay. Just cutting off the extra thread sticking up there. Clean it up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go under here. All right. I'm gonna go back around here. Now my thread's right there on the top. I'm gonna go right here, front to the back. It's creating a loop. It's gonna catch it like that. Keep your thread going down right there. Go through the front to the back. It's going to form a loop. That's a blanket stitch. And you can do them wide apart, or you can do them closer together, or you can do them smaller, whatever you want to do. But I love the way it makes it look. It just finishes it off really nicely. So I'm going to continue going around, sewing the blanket stitch, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I've got my blanket stitch done all the way around. This is how it's looking. So next we're going to need to make, and this is the last step, this cute little bow for the top. So what I did, I just took a piece of fabric and I tore it, and I'm just going to do this and kind of sew it together right here with the wrong sides facing up. Just sew the ends here together really quick. I can hear it thundering outside and it's getting kind of dark. I hope you can see this video. I'm almost done, so hopefully the lighting's okay. So let's give that a quick stitch. We're just connecting the ends. Okay, I'm just going to flip this back so the right sides are out now. Let me trim off some of this thread. Okay. All right, let me see. I didn't even see if this bow was too big. I did make this one smaller. Let me see. Oh, that's going to work out. That'll be cute. It can be a little bit larger. So what I'm going to do, I need to pick out some thread. I used pink on this one. I used orange on that one. And this one I did yellow. So since I've already got red threaded, I'm just going to use some red. And I'm just going to squish this together like this in the center, just like you would do a bow. I'm going to put that needle through the center there. And I'm just going to start wrapping the thread around the center like that. looks good. Okay, I think I've got enough thread wrapped around, and I'm just going to start attaching it right to the top here, right above the 12. Just go back and through the back to the front a few times. We are almost done. So cute. I love making these things. I think that'll be it. Let's tie it off on the back. Let's trim off some of these loose threads. Let's clean it up a little bit. And see this right here? I want to take some of this off. Well, there you go. It's all done. Now I'm going to go press this to get all my friction pen off, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just pressed it, got all the friction pen off. Isn't this adorable? Oh my goodness. So what I would do, let me get some, I'll use some safety pins, and this is how I attach my patches. I just put a safety pin on the back, up here near the bow. Like this. And let me get something to attach it with, or to attach it to, should I say. Put it on front of my bunny bowl here I made. How cute is that? I just love this. So I hope you had fun making this. I certainly did. And I will see you soon with another tutorial. All right, you guys, have a blessed day and keep on stitching. All right, bye-bye now.